Welcome back to the Dragon Den, my loyal Dragon Knights. King of Dragons 5000 is back with another action figure review. Today we'll be taking a look at the Rage Toys Samurai Force Autumn. Before we have a look at the figure, let's take a moment to thank today's sponsor. This video is sponsored by Gundamit.com. Action figures, model kits, and other collectibles, check out Gundamit.com with the link in the description. And so here we have the Samurai Force Autumn pose and out of the packaging, but before we have a look at the figure, let's run through his accessories. Autumn does come with two very impressive head sculpts, as well as several sets of hands for various style posing and holding his weapons. We also get his bow staff and an included rifle. We do get a metallic claw arm, a satellite dish, a clip with his legs for some grenades, and a blade to attach to his bow staff. Other than that, Autumn doesn't come with any other accessories, so with that out of the way, let's have a closer look at the Samurai Force Autumn. So once again we are diving into the Samurai Force Turtles, and they did a really good job with Autumn, who's supposed to represent Donatello. You can see around his shell and on parts of his arm he does draw inspiration from Donatello's creativeness. First, taking a look at his head sculpt, Autumn is wearing this brown hood which is removable. The sculpt work in it is impressive, and I love the coloration that they gave to it. And removing the hood, we are greeted to his head where he is wearing a purple ninja mask. The ninja mask is quite impressive with the folds and wrinkles sculpted all throughout it, and I love the shade of purple that they went with. His white eyes peeking through the mask looks really good, and I love the crest that's on the top of his headband. And around his neck he is wearing a brown scarf which is made of actual fabric. Taking a look at his torso, you can see the inspiration for the Ninja Turtles here on Autumn. The front of his shell is nicely sculpted, and I absolutely love the color scheme separating his shell from his skin. His skin has some really nice details with folds and wrinkles along his neck, as well as some scaled patterns. And he does have a belt going across his chest which does hold all his nifty gadgets on the back of his shell. On the back of his shell you can see he has various ports for storing some of his accessories, and I do like the fact that he does come with weapon storage. Add to it the pouches and tubes going throughout his shell look really good and do a really good job honoring Donatello. His arms continue that very impressive turtle skin where it is done in this really nice deep green. And I love the fact that the inner part of his arm is actually done in a lighter shade of green. On his left wrist you can see he has a rudimentary computer which has some impressive detail and a green screen. On his right arm we continue that very impressive sculpt work on his skin, and he is wearing a purple sleeve which looks really good, especially with the belt on his bicep. And his hands are done really well with the armor plating on the back of his hand, and you can see that the wraps continue on the bottom of his wrists. Taking a look at his waist, Autumn does have some impressive detail on his belt with some studs and this really nice dry wash on the leather portion of his belt. And he does have an actual fabric tie in the front of his belt which is done really nicely. Taking a look at his legs, Autumn has some very impressive sculpt work in his legs where it continues that turtle skin pattern nicely. Just like with his arms, the darker shade is on the outside of his legs with the lighter parts being on the inside. And a small callback to the Generation 1 of Ninja Turtles, Autumn does have a little tail. His knee pads are nicely sculpted in brown, and they have some really nice silver studs on them. On his shins you can see he has these dark shin guards which look really nice, and the leg wraps around his ankles are actually done in purple paint. And we do have some leather straps that go above his wraps, adding some nice detail. And Autumn does have traditional Ninja Turtle feet where he has two toes, and I especially love the way the wraps go around the toes and his foot. So overall, Fury Toys has done a really good job with the paint and detail here on Autumn. With the details out of the way, let's compare Autumn to our usual suspects. Here we have the Fury Toys Autumn posed next to a Marvel Legends Cyclops and DC Multiverse Superman. Mattel's WWE Elite Series and Mezco's 1/12 Collective Popeye the Sailor Man. The Lightning Collection White Ranger in the Star Wars Black Series Mandalorian. Here we have Autumn posed next to various NECA Ninja Turtle Donatellos. And finally we have Autumn posed next to the Fury Toys Spring and Master. I'm quite impressed with how much detail is in this little turtle, and carrying over from Spring he is in a smaller scale which is perfect for Ninja Turtles. With the comparisons out of the way, let's actually have a look at Autumn's articulation. Autumn does have a double ball joint in the head, Arms go out to the side and do a full 360. Hinge and swivel at his elbows. Double ball joints in his wrists. Autumn has a ball joint in his mid-torso. His legs do kick forward, go back, out to the side, but no thigh swivel. Double bend at his knees. A hinge in the ankle and forward-facing pin for rocker ankle. So overall, some decent articulation here on Autumn, and it is virtually the exact same articulation scheme as Spring. So with everything said and done about the Fury Toys Samurai Force Autumn, let's get posed for my final thoughts. The Rage Toys Samurai Force Autumn is a very impressive character, and I love what Rage Toys has done here. I love the fact that Fury Toys was able to bring the spirit of Donatello and update him into this new figure. Donatello being tech savvy, it is only natural that they made Autumn have some really nice components to him. Though the satellite dish and robot arm seem to be a little bit out of place, I still like the function of this figure. Where Fury Toys shines, I feel, is in the level of detail they were able to accomplish here on Autumn. Not only going above and beyond sculpting all his little details, all the paint on Autumn here is done exceptionally well. Add to it getting the full ninja mask and the Donatello head with the goggles is a really nice touch and really does harken back to Donatello. If you're a Ninja Turtles fan who loves interesting designs and new takes on the character, definitely check out Autumn if you're a fan of Donatello. I think any fan of the Ninja Turtles is gonna love the way Autumn looks, and having him posed next to the Fury Toys Spring and Master is really good, and I love the way they look together. If you are looking for the Fury Toys Autumn, he is available on sites like Gundamit.com. At the time I'm making this video, he is on sale on Gundamit.com, so why not use code DRAGON to save a little extra money and earn extra points. And before we wrap up this video, I want to take a moment to thank today's sponsor, Gundamit.com. Gundamit.com has a huge selection of first-party and third-party action figures, model kits, and collectibles. If you're in the market to adding some new figures to your collection, shop Gundamit.com and use code word DRAGON to earn extra points on every purchase. So with that being said, don't forget to like this video, leave a comment, subscribe to my channel, and check out all my other action figure videos. If you're in a position to help out the Dragon Den, check out my Patreon where I have some exclusive content and early access videos. Check out my Instagram account for new and exciting action figure photos, videos, recent pickups, latest prints, and as always, ring that bell so you never miss another video. And until next time, my loyal Dragonites coming from the Dragon Den, I'm KingofDragons 5000 reminding you to redesign, rebuild, and reclaim. I'll see you next time.